258.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Brett Maher on for the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a first down carry by Jones. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On second down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. By Crosby, and we are tied at 7. So on. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
That's 50, plant. 6, right there, 56. It's going to be a long. Let's go.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Right here. Under 10, under 10, 10.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
58 to Mike, 58.
Go.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 50.
Hey,
let's go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with a defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Ito Smith, his first carry, and able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
56.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Ready? 60-yard. That's trash. That's trash. Check. Crunch. 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 Kill. 61. Matchbox lights. Bravo. 58's the money. 58's the money.
Back to throw here. And it's caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Set 18 Gator. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check 3. Yes. Check. Shift. 58. Yep. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hit. Watch the twist. Watch it. Go.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Another try on 2nd down with Gurley. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Caught by Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Here we go.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. Oh, and Lewis lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And the return will stop right around the 25. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Get it.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Right there, 56. Hey,
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Brings up third down and 6.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Hey, wahoo! Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Drop deep, drop deep. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Here we go, here we go. Let's go.
Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. The kick by Maher is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. Now a play fake here on first down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Schwartz. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. They'll run on first down. Jones. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw again. Touchdown, Packers! From 13 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, set.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Hey, Zoo. Leo.
2nd and 5. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go again. Mike's 56. Hey, Seam 6. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check, 56. On the ball.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Push him back. Deuce.
They run. It's Gurley. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
I'm going to hit you.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, baby.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, Echo. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Here we go, D. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21. Ready?
He'll look to throw. And incomplete here to bring up 4th down as the rookie couldn't haul it in. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Big series right here. We got to step it up.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I'd have to say that was a pretty darn good run right there. They had 8 in the box, still able to burn them. They've got to consider themselves lucky they only gave up a first down and not a touchdown.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go. We got this. Over.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A big play there. his second touchdown of the night. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set. 60 or 56. Here we go, D.
Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hey, Alpha. Get it.
2nd and 13. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Delta. I got you. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Check, look at this.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Watch the eye. No. Off. Check 43. Let's go.
Another carry down for Gurley. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Come on, set. 70, Indy.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
5.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it.
Alert flare, alert flare, flare, flare.
They'll run for it with Smith. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3. Back to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here on EA Sports. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter play.
Charlie. Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Oh, you got deep? Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
Silver.
2nd and 2. Oh, he's able to out-muscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Check out team spill. Hey, orbit.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Rabbit. Kill.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Watch the whip.
Hey, high 7.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
Let's go.
2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
41's the mic. 41's the mic.
Hey, exit.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41. Let's go, D.
Mike, go.
I'm trying to collect.
41's coming. 41's the mic.
Look at me, zipper.
And the blitz does come. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Hayden Hurst, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Back to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. With his third touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Packers have retaken the lead. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. They're going to run for it with Jones. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Check 13. Check 13.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Ready up. Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the down.
On 2nd down now. It's Armstrong. It appears he'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Now Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. He's at the 30. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. And he will take this all the way down to the Packers' 11.
I was used to joke with my teammates who carried the ball a lot. When we got in these situations and they were carrying us home, I used to tell them, boy, you guys just look like Paul Bunyan, just growing stronger, bigger, tougher. And all night long, he's carried this team.
He has indeed. Everything magnified right now, a huge third down conversion. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A give to Smith out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Ito Smith, his third touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to regain the lead. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him to first.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Rodgers to throw. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 16. Inside of a minute to go now, 2 timeouts left, still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Missed tackles may doom this team.
I just had a bad flashback. That's why I'm sitting up here with you right now. You've got to tackle him inbounds. You've got to wrap him up.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
They come out here in the eye. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. He's back to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, Haywood.
They'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly, costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
56.
Hey, Zoo.
Mike 56. Mike 56. I got one. 56. Mike 56. Right there.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Green Bay, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the